What's up guys, this is Quante and welcome back to more Let's Play Sonic 3 and Knuckles. In the last episode, we completed the Ice Cap Zone with Matt the Let's Player, and in this episode we're going to be doing Launch Base, which is the final zone of the Sonic 3 arc of the game. And so, Launch Base is actually a really good zone. I like Launch Base. Like, compared to most of the other zones, which really aren't that much more enjoyable, which is sort of a bad thing to say about the game, because Sonic 3 isn't bad, but I just don't find it to be as enjoyable as Sonic 2. Not to mention, like, it was so short, mainly because, like, Sonic and Knuckles was still in development, and, you know, it's kind of weird, because it just seems like, why didn't Sega develop both the game, or not even both games? They should have just waited and not even developed Sonic and Knuckles at all. They should have just put all the levels in one game and just call it Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I don't get what was the point of, like, making, you know, all these different, you know, cartridge things, you know. Like, I can just imagine how much money it was. Like, I think Sonic and Knuckles is probably full price for someone who, you know, went to the store and bought it. So, that's like, you know, cartridge-based DLC or something. I don't even know. But, I mean, despite this being one of the good parts of the game, you know, because Launch Base is pretty good, you know, all the other zones really don't make up for it, you know, it just feels like the game is just getting fun, and then it ends, which is kind of sucky, in my opinion, you know. I don't really know, I just don't really enjoy this game as much as I do Sonic 2, and that's the same thing Matt the Let's Player said when he was in the other video, if I wasn't talking over him as much, because I found that to be a problem, you know. Talking over people and doing the co-com isn't such a great idea, but, you know, I don't really know why. It just doesn't really seem like that enjoyable of a game compared to Sonic 2. I'm not trying to rip on the game or anything, because it's still fun. And the Sonic and Knuckles portion of it actually does make up for it, because most of the zones in Sonic and Knuckles are actually pretty fun. It's just that for some reason, the Sonic 3 zones just kind of bore me for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. It just doesn't seem as fun to me. And I'm not the first, like, most of my friends that I've talked to just say the exact same things. And I think I'm going in a complete circle. I'm not exactly sure. I think I am going in a complete circle. This does not bode well. I did go in a circle. That's pretty much another thing about Sonic games, you know. You somehow end up going in a complete circle and you have no idea how or why, you just do. Did I fall somewhere? Was I not supposed to go down here? I don't know. This is I'd be confused. Yeah, see, I've already been here. Well, I missed that. Well, if you missed that, you fall all the way down there. That's pretty dumb. That's gay. I don't like that. Oh well, we can continue. But Launch Base is another one of those zones that actually has water, believe it or not. Like, I guess this whole zone is just supposed to be the launch base of the Death Egg. You know, the Death Egg is about to go into orbit, and Sonic has to stop it. But apparently he doesn't, because, you know, there's still, like, a whole nother arc of the game that we need to beat. You know, the Sonic and Knuckles portion. And we don't even get to go on to the Death Egg in this part. We're in the Launch Base, and that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much at a lack for words, though, because there's pretty much no way to describe this zone other than just teleporters, flying killer birds, snails stuck to walls, and pretty much a whole lot of speed. That's later on, though. I think, like, in Act 2, that's where the speed starts to build up and stuff like that. But other than that, this zone is, you know, pretty mediocre. I mean, it's better than all the other ones, at least. I've pretty much enjoyed this one and Angel Island. And then, that's it. But we're pretty much halfway through the zone anyway. And it's actually pretty short if you're not, you know, going in a whole lot of circles. Because, you know, that's a thing. And, ooh, there's Knuckles. Throwing bombs? What are you, Bomberman Man? Bomberman Man? And oh, I thought I was gonna die. Because I, like, walked off. I was like, oh god, no, don't tell me I'm gonna die in the cutscene. That's never a good thing. And I hate games that do that, when you die in cutscenes. Nah, that's just stupid. That's just no good. Where do you think you're going, Eggman? Oh yeah, this thing. It's really easy. Pretty much all you have to do is hit it using the insta-shield. And if you do that, this boss is 10 times as easier. Because if you use insta-shield, there's probably no guarantee that that thing's gonna hit you. And then, you know, that thing's gone. In a matter of seconds.
I beat that boss in a mere whatever seconds I beat it in. Whee!
Yeah! Launch Base, Act 2. So this is the part of Launch Base that I actually like the most, because it actually reminds me a lot of Chemical Plant Zone, because there's like water here, and then you're running down these tubes. Even though Chemical Plant Zone didn't, well, it did have tubes, but you weren't like running on them or anything. But regardless, it still kind of reminds me of Chemical Plant Zone, simply because you still have that same sort of adrenaline and speed that you do in Chemical Plant, and you know. I like that, you know, just like I like Chemical Plant Zone. So I guess that's sort of why I like this zone a lot. I just like going considerably fast in Sonic games, you know. That was just the reason I liked it so much as a kid. Bring away from that train, Insidious. Not the train, the truck. Why did I say train? People are gonna really kill me forever for saying that. Saying that running away from a train. Even though you do go in a train in friggin' Sonic Adventure. But whatever. You're not running away from it, though. It's the truck, Quante. Oh, that's dumb. I missed all those rings, and I have Zero rings, and all these hazards are here. Oh well. And I think this is the part, about the part where we go in the water. Yep, it is. But the water part in this zone really isn't that bad. Actually, it's quite easy, now that I think about it, because you can actually run pretty fast in the water in this game, for some reason. I have no idea why, but see, you're going pretty fast in the water, and you typically don't really get this much speed in Sonic water levels, so that's pretty much why I like this zone. Mainly because even though it's sort of a semi-water level, I mean, you still get just about enough speed to do some pretty snazzy things. And I think we're pretty much coming up on about the end of this zone. And oh yeah, that's why it reminds me of Chemical Plant, because you actually get to go inside of the tubes. So it's just like warp piping Mario style, but more intense, more speedy. Okay. Well, you have to imagine how fast Mario's going down those pipes to get to his next destination. You gotta be going down there pretty fast. That was pretty much an example of it right there, folks. How Mario goes down his pipes really fast. But Sonic style. Wow. I don't know. Is it just me, or like when I'm playing this game, it just seems like I've seen a lot of the stuff beforehand. Like, I don't know why. It just like, I'm playing a zone and it just feels like, oh, it feels like I've already been at this part of the level or something, and it just feels like I'm doing it again. Which actually really sucks, because that sort of brings down from the game. I don't really know. It just sort of feels exactly the same. And I don't really like that feeling if I'm playing the same aspects of the level over and over and over again. I don't know. It just doesn't seem as to just differentiate itself as much. And that kind of annoys me. I don't really know why I have such a bone to pick with this game, because it's one of my favorites in the Sonic series. Like, I like this game a lot more than I like Sonic 1, because Sonic 1 just seems really repetitive to me. But for some reason, this game sort of seems to remind me a lot of Sonic 1, just with the repetition and everything. I don't know why Sonic 2 just has that sort of thing with me, where I just like it so much more. I don't really know why. I want to figure that out. Even though that doesn't really sound logical at all. Logic. Dang. But this is the boss of this zone, and it's actually a really easy boss. Really easy. Especially when you do this, and this, and this, and then the boss is done. And then jump inside the Eggmobile, but Tails doesn't get in with you. I mean, he could fly alongside you, but no, he just decides to jump headfirst inside the water. And okay, Knuckles. Oh, yeah, that's what you get. Okay. So now the Death Egg is pretty much being propelled into the air. All these rockets are, I think, propelling it, into orbit. We gotta stop it. So that means that wasn't actually the boss of this zone. We still have another Eggman in the fight, guys. Pretty much right now. Oh, there's Tails. Oh, you did save yourself. Okay. Well, this is pretty much the final boss of Sonic 3, if you don't have, you know, the whole Sonic 3 and Knuckles deal where, you know, you have both games in one. And, you know, it's actually pretty easy, because you can just do that, and there's pretty much one hit left on it, and then we pretty much beat this portion of the game. And I'm actually pretty happy that we did, because now we can move on to Mushroom Hill Zone. So we got through Act 2. And that explosion noise is still happening. It sounds like a minigun being fired or something. But yeah, I think it got too high into orbit. So it's just, you know, up in the air, and Tails and Sonic are just falling down. Oh wait, no, it didn't. It's falling. Well, that's a thing. You know, it's just falling out of the air and exploding. But how did Eggman's small thing cause the entire Death Egg to explode and fall? I have not the slightest idea. But in the next episode of Let's Play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, we will be doing Mushroom Hill Zone and starting off the Sonic and Knuckles arc. I'm sorry if I kind of complained a little bit too much during this episode. I don't really know. But I think I'll be enjoying the game a lot more often now that we're in this zone. So I'll see you guys then.